What's up, Disney Nation? Playoffs, baby, here we are. We're excited, we're hyped. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's dive into what's what. Crazy to think that a year ago, just a year ago, this was a 5-12 team. Head coach had just been fired, just been embarrassed by the Raiders on national TV. And I mean, things were looking grim, right? And we knew, both him, we all knew, look, okay, gotta make a good hire. Now's the time to get the right personnel, the right people in the building, and, you know, really gotta turn around and just kind of, in a way, start from scratch. I mean, you got pieces that you can carry over. You've got a franchise quarterback in Justin Herbert. Really though, just a lot needed to be worked on and redone and done over, right? Fast forward through the offseason, you signed Joe Ortiz as GM. You signed Jim Harbaugh as head coach, who, I mean, is there anyone who thought that that was the wrong move? Is there anyone who didn't like that move? Is there anyone out there, any other team's fan base or team that, you know, with the head coaching vacancy this offseason that wouldn't want Jim Harbaugh in the building? I don't know anybody like that, me personally. And look, I'm gonna take this time to call myself out. I was skeptical during the offseason with some of the roster moves. You know, I definitely had some mixed feelings, mixed emotions going on with some of the things that they were doing. You know, obviously I could always see the justification or the reasoning behind it, but me personally, I was a little worrisome in the offseason with some of the moves that were being made, and I knew that in order to be successful, they had to hit some home runs in the draft, which, I mean, they absolutely did. I mean, how many rookies do we have playing at a high level for the Chargers this season? And, you know, there's some growing pains. There's obviously some things that this team wants to do, and the way they want to play the game of football and the way they want to execute and win. It's not what we were used to seeing, right? We were used to seeing Justin Herbert sling it, you know, high scoring offense and living or dying by how many points can the offense put on the board. And, you know, again, looking back, the way they've built this team, the way they've tried to fortify the line of scrimmage, both on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball, looking at the commitment to the running game, it's easy to see why they've been able to win 11 games. And not just win 11 games, but control a lot of those games, right? Not having to really fight from behind all the time, or even in some of the games they lost, being just right there in it, with a couple exceptions, of course, but being right there in it with an opportunity to win, keeping it close, keeping it within a score, you know, not letting it turn into a track meet and feeling like, okay, well, if we don't end up with the ball last, we're definitely going to lose this game. You look over at the top dog in the AFC, right? It is the Chiefs, unfortunately still. But look at the way they're winning this year, right? They're not blowing the doors off any of these teams. They're not track meeting anybody, but they figure out a way to win every single time. And of course, they may get some help. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, they're always in a position to win the game. They're never out of it. And on top of that, how many times do you see them get the ball with 5-6 minutes left and just kill the clock on a long sustained drive and just keep the other team's offense off the field? So you look at the Chargers, you look at the way they're built this year, it's clear that they not only wanted to win games, but they want to control games, most importantly. And, you know, to be fair, come playoff time, that might be an effective strategy. We're about to find out this weekend against the Houston Texans, which, by the way, thank goodness, things worked out in our favor. Obviously, I think we can compete with Baltimore. I think we can compete with Buffalo, although I'm a little bit more scared of them. And obviously, we know we can compete with the Chiefs. It's just, we're right there both times. We just got to hit, you know, put the nail in the coffin next time. Obviously, for the sake of matchups, more so for the sake of traveling and not having to go all the way to the East Coast and play in the cold, we get to take a little 2.5, 3 hour flight to Houston and play in a dome. So if nothing else, trying to put together a playoff run, not having to go play in a difficult environment and then having to play in another difficult environment after that, assuming you win the first round, wild card round, I'll take it. But it's crazy just to watch this season unfold, this team rally around a coach, to watch an organization kind of get out of its own way for the first time, hire the football people to do football things and run the football organization. It's been really refreshing this year. And if nothing else, you know, again, if you've watched this channel for a little while, you know I've been saying it over and over and over and over and over again. A successful season to me this year, with what they had to work with, wild card spot. and we did it. And we not only got a wild card spot, we got the top wild card spot. So, you know, that's a little extra. Anything right now, me personally, this is all house money. Obviously, do I think we can make a run? Of course I do. Do I think we can compete with any of these other teams? Of course, I think we can do that. Are we? I don't know. I probably wouldn't bet on it, but at the same time, you know, you never know. It's not really about what's on paper. It's any given Sunday, who can come out on top, right? And with that being said, you know, I think there is enough leadership. I think there's enough crucial pieces where you need them to definitely produce and win a couple of these playoff games. And we're just gonna go along for the ride and see what happens. I'm excited. I'm sure you guys are excited. I mean, this team, it just, you know, probably has gone above and beyond a lot of people's expectations, and that's just because they're out here taking the stairs. Hashtag no elevators. But you could tell it's just a different, I mean, even all the way going back to training camp this year, man, it was just a different vibe, a different, you know, understanding and attention to detail and doing things the right way, that and just a different camaraderie. I mean, we're not inside the locker room, we're not inside the facility, we only have to go off of, you know, social media clips and things of that nature, but and press conferences and things like that. But it just feels like, to me, as an outsider looking in, there's a different sort of just energy in the building and in the locker room. And I think, you know, it's obviously it was much needed, but I think it's something that's a culture that's in place that's going to go on for years to come, which is also exciting to be able to see. Okay, here's Justin Herbert, he's in his prime. Here's some of these other guys who are probably also in their prime. Here's a wave of guys who are young and hungry and only going to start entering their prime, which is crazy. Imagine prime lad, like, where he's just scratching the surface. I think it's just going to be interesting to see how this team grows and develops and builds and all those things you know, into the future. But right here and right now, man, Houston Texans got to take care of business, see where the chips fall with the rest of the games, and you know, more than likely we'll probably end up in KC. There's also a chance, you know, we end up going to Buffalo or wherever, but I'm ready and I'm excited for the ride, man. So comment section down below, let me know what you think. Let me know what your biggest takeaway. Oh, actually, before I even get to that, I almost forgot. I'm recording this Monday night. News just broke that the Chargers are signing Ezekiel Elliott, which, you know, I can't see them using him much more than a short yardage situation back in depth piece, but you know, we could definitely use it. I'm third and short, fourth and short, you know, third and goal, fourth and goal, second and goal. I wouldn't mind having Zeke in the backfield, line him up and just run straight at him. And, you know, you get someone who's a very capable pass protector, who can definitely chip and block for Herb. Probably even give JK a little bit of a break, not having to take so many hits on blocking pass rushers and things like that. So it works out, you know what I mean? I'll take it. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if they can get him up to speed by Saturday and get him active, but we'll see what happens. But let me know in the comment section what you think about this season as a whole, things that happened in the off season, things that maybe you thought one thing about and ended up being completely the opposite, or things you've been excited with since the jump. You know, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I can't wait, man. I'm so excited. Playoff football is here, man. Cannot wait for Saturday. Cannot wait to see what this team does. And yeah, we're gonna find out real quick. Peace, love, and positivity. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one, and peace.